Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it is for Monday, the 28th day of April. Here we go. Well, springtime and summer is arriving, and here's a Shabbos halacha that may apply in your backyard, possibly to you. And it is, in short, you're not allowed to use trees on Shabbos. That's the whole law. But let's get to the specifics and where it may or may not be permissible, and the reason. Why is it that you're not allowed to use a tree on Shabbos? The rabbis decreed that if people were allowed to climb trees on Shabbos, then a problem could happen, and the problem would be that inadvertently people would break branches from the tree, and you're not allowed to break anything off from how it grows on Shabbos. That's like harvesting, reaping, and you're not allowed to do that. And therefore they basically said, don't use trees on Shabbos, so you'll never come to break a branch of a tree. And by the way, just in case you would say, oh, but my tree is probably okay because the branches are up really high and I'm never going to get near those branches. That's not how it works. The rabbis made it like an across-the-board rule that you can't use trees, period, on Shabbos, and therefore, here's some applications of it. First of all, you can't climb in a tree. Your kids shouldn't go up to play in the tree house. That's all up in the tree. And if you have tree swings that hang on a tree branch, I guess if your 2-year-old can, you don't have to stop your 2-3-year-old, but you shouldn't be pushing the child who's in the tree swing, because that too would be like using the tree. You're not allowed to put your jacket onto a tree branch while you just hang it there during whatever. If you have a hammock hanging on the tree, directly on the tree, you're not allowed to use the hammock. And I just said directly because there is an interesting nuance, and that is if you have a hook that's attached onto the tree and then something hangs on that hook that in turn hangs on the tree, let's say a hammock. Sometimes what you might see people do is put a screw into a hook into the tree, and maybe a hook into another tree or another branch or something, and the hammock goes from hook to hook, but it's not really resting on the tree, it's resting on a hook on a tree. Well, that's a technicality that makes it permissible. If you were to use that hammock, you would be using the hooks that happen to be attached to a tree, but that's not called using the tree. That would be considered using the hook, so in that way it would be permissible. If you have any of these specific type of situations, I always am more comfortable that you discuss this with your rabbi, because I have an interesting kind of hammock, I have an interesting kind of tree swing, that, blah, blah, blah. The tree swing, too, if somehow it was hanging on the hook on the tree, but not on the branch of the tree itself, that could be permissible. If you had a hook, and on the hook was a hanger, and on the hanger you wanted to hang up your jacket, or if you wanted to hang up your jacket on the hook on the tree, that would probably be permissible too. So check into your specific situations. The law is still the same. You're not allowed to use a tree at all on Shabbos. Incidentally, you're not allowed to ride a horse on Shabbos, and it's related to this, believe it or not, because the rabbis felt that people riding a horse might just grab at a twig and use it to hit the horse, to steer it or whatever, and therefore they made an across-the-board thing that said no riding of a horse on Shabbos. Thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more. A reminder that it's going to be Rosh Chodesh starting Tuesday night through all day Wednesday, Wednesday night, and all day Thursday. Bye-bye. Have a great day.